I just made a video about how to buy existing business, and I pointed out several things in that video that one should be very careful about when you buy existing business. So anyway, I'm gonna share about when I bought my business in Hair Jordan Salon in 1997. I'm gonna share the little bit of background before I bought this business, so you would understand that what I went through. In 1993, I opened a restaurant with somebody, and the restaurant was very successful. That was the first Indian restaurant in Bloomington, and but the understanding with that person who I opened the business with, it failed, and then I had a setback. Any businessman will tell you that they had setback in business. I mean, successful businessmen have a lot of stories about when they had a bad experience in business. Sometimes the business failed, or sometimes the situation happened in lives and it didn't work out. But there's a great thing about businessmen. Even if the businessman failed once or twice or three times or four times or five times in life, but only businessmen would open another business. This is just basically I have learned in life, and I have seen people over and over. So when my business failed in 1993, the restaurant business, and I can tell you that it was not my fault when the business failed. It was just a lot of situation happened, so I have to walk away from the business. But anyhow, that's a very different story. I'm going to concentrate on a positive part of this story so you can learn how to buy a business. So 1993 to 1995, I just rented a chair in beauty salons. I had a cosmetologist license. I mentioned that in my previous video. So I rented a chair. I paid a weekly rent. Whatever I produced, that went to me. And so I worked in a different salon. But I didn't own the business. I owned just the little portion of the business. Whatever I produced, that was mine, and I paid the rent. But the salon was not mine. So I worked in a couple of salons, and I already had an experience of working in the beauty salon. So I thought that, well, if any salons will open up for sale, then I will buy it. So 1988, as a matter of fact, Hair Jordan actually was for sale. It was not called Hair Jordan then. I think it was called Sheer Perfections. But anyway, 1988, I went to the owner who was selling the beauty salon, Hair Jordan, and I asked him, how much he was asking for the business. He told me, he was a very nice man, but I decided not to buy and not to do anything with the business, because I made a commitment to go back to college and get another degree, because I just felt bad about myself not having education from United States or here. I just felt that I didn't have that confidence what I needed to become successful, and I'm great that I went back to college and got another degree. So 1993, when restaurant failed, I started looking for another business, but continued to work. I already had real estate. I started in 1991, and I was adding houses pretty much every 6 months to 7 months, buying houses. Houses were cheap then, and in my other video I have mentioned that how I had started accumulating houses. But that really did not occupy my entire time. So I thought that, well, I should have my own beauty salon. So somebody told me, I was working a beauty salon in town, and somebody told me there was a beauty salon which had a booth open, and it was a Hair Jordan. Hair Jordan is only 4 blocks from where I live. So I thought that, well, that's the best location. I live only 4 blocks from the beauty salon, and also it'll be fun to work there. And it's a college campus location, Indiana University college campus location. At least there's a lot of walk-in traffic there. So I thought that would be a great place to go and great place to work. So I went and talked to Cami owned the salon, and she rented me a chair. Wonderful person, very good environment. And there's another person, Julie, who still works at the salon. Julie's been there for last 30 years, and Cami still works part-time. Once in a while she shows up and she has client, but she has another business. But anyway, in 1995, she rented me a booth, and as soon as I got there, I knew that that's a gold mine. I knew right away because I have previous experience in business experience back in India and also in United States, a little bit of business experience. So I thought that's a gold mine. So I'm going to make the most benefit out of it. So first, a few weeks I started part-time, and then I thought that no, I should just go ahead and do full-time, and I paid extra money to Kemi for weekly rent, and then I started learning that about the business. And learning means about the business, how much the traffic flow is, then how the business been operated and all that. But I continued to rent the chair and continued to work there. But once I got full time, then I was spending, you would not believe that I will get to the business at 10 in the morning and I will leave around midnight. So I was putting a lot of hard work. Why I was putting a lot of hard work? Because there was no salon in that area would open that late, and it was a campus location, so the people are walking in and out all the time. So I took the best, the opportunity was given to me, and I made the best out of that opportunity. So I was working 10 to 14 hours. I will just sit outside of the bench of the shop and turn the open sign on, and then people will walk in, and I started making tons of money. When I say tons of money, I never saw that kind of money before. I could make. My goal was to accumulate more and more money, so that I can reinvest the money into the real estate business. So that's what my goal, and I was accomplished my goal. So 1997, after working there 2 years from 1995 to 1997, the business came up for sale. Kemi wanted to start the family, and she was having a little bit of difficulty. She had another salon, and she just basically wanted to start the family. So she asked me if I wanted to buy the business. Since I was already in the shop for last couple of years, so I know everything about business. And she's a wonderful person. And I asked Kemi, what she wanted, and she threw the number at me, and I said, well, okay, here's the check. And since I already worked there, so I knew what to expect from the business, and I did not have any difficulty to go make the transaction go smoothly. So anyway, after I bought the business, I changed the name. We kept the Hair Jordan. I bought also the rights of the name Hair Jordan, but I changed it for the legal purposes to Hair Jordan Salon, and I made the corporation. So I made the name Hair Jordan Salon LLC. And since I already worked there 2 years, so I knew pretty much everything about the business. So I wanted to make sure that all the books Kemi had done in the past 4 or 5 years since she owned the business were good, and I did not even have to ask her many questions because I already knew about the business. But as soon as I bought the business, I made few changes in the business, and not drastic changes. Well, this is the key about buying existing business, because the business have already established clientele, and then when people change the hand in business, the previous established clientele do not know how the new owner is going to act. Even though in my situation it was a lot different because I was already in the business for 2 years. So I made few changes, but I did not make any changes in the price. I did not make any changes in the setting of the business. Everything looked exactly the same, and basically the hand changed. And as soon as the hand changed, then I wanted to make sure that my landlords were happy with me. We informed to the landlord that I'm the new owner. They really liked me because all my bank accounts of my real estate business was them, so they knew somewhat about me. But I thought that make them really very comfortable. I talked to them in person. We had a meeting, and I asked them if they have any issue or anything they wanted to talk about, and they didn't say anything negative about the previous owner. They were very nice, very polite with me. But I said that, well, let's do this. Since I'm a new owner and I'm a landlord myself, so I know that I want to make sure that my landlord is happy with me. So I offered them 1 year rent in advance. I said, what if I give you rent in advance? Would that work? And they couldn't believe it. And I said, well, here's the check. So I wrote a check, but they didn't want to check the 1 year rent, whole year rent in advance. So I said, what if I give you 12 checks in advance? So every month you don't have to worry about where the rent is going to come and when the rent is going to come. So you just cash the check when the rent is due. So the point is this, that you want to make sure that your landlord is happy. Second thing, I wanted to make sure that I never call them about any complaint, which means that if there is something goes wrong with the electricity or the plumbing or anything, and it's been 26 years, I'm sorry, and then I have never complained about anything to landlord. And they tell everybody that Sharma, the man, is the best tenant ever. And why not? Because I am a landlord and I know how landlord feels. I didn't want to bother them. If anything goes wrong with the shop, I take care of it. So and then I also want to make sure that I drum up the business. When I say drum up the business, I advertise heavily. Initially, I advertised like anybody would advertise in a magazine, newspaper, radio, or whatever. I did that, but that didn't work out. The best advertisement in any business is the word of mouth. This is the reason I also say in my video that subscribe my channel, tell your friends, share the video. This is the best advertisement. If you like the content, you're definitely going to share with your friends. And so this is the best advertisement anybody can do about the business. Treat people right. Treat people with dignity, respect, and give them what they want. And I have made a commitment to my customer at the shop. If anybody is not happy with their haircut or whatever the service they have received, I never ever ask them a question. I just tell them that sorry, we couldn't satisfy your need, and don't pay us. Even we worked 2 hours on that person, and if they are not happy for the services they have received, don't pay us. And in my 26 years being in the shop, not even 2 customers walked out without paying. I remember the couple of incidents in the last 27 years. Probably one guy actually was not satisfied and walked away without paying, but that's okay. One customer in 27 years is not a big deal. So that's how you learn about business. I have a sore throat, so I feel like coughing a little bit, but I'm trying to hold my breath. But anyway, this is how you learn, you improve your business, and you build your business with the customer. Your customer is basically the blood and heart of your business. So make sure your customers are happy. Make sure the people you work with, they are happy. I still have a wonderful relations with Cami and Julie. Without them, they're my best friend. Without them, Hair Jordan would not exist. I mean, this is the kind of relationship you should have with your partners or employees. They are not my employees; they are self-employed. And but my point is that whoever works with you, make sure that you are very happy with them and they are very happy with you. And the best way to continue the good relations in business with your customer or with your employees or with your partners is that keep everything clean financially. Whatever you have promised them, deliver it. Whatever they have promised to you, they will deliver it. Even if sometimes they don't deliver it right on time, but they will deliver it. Cami still does the books, accounting for the business, even though she doesn't have to, but she still does. Why she does it? The reason she does it, because we have very good relationship. So the point is this, in this video, that if you buy existing business, make sure you keep a very good relations with customer, very good relations with your employees, very good relations with your partners, very good relations with your landlords. Pay all the taxes on time, pay your insurance on time. Make sure that you do everything right, and make sure that everybody knows who owns the business, and advertise the business by word of mouth. I'm sure this video will help you, and I'm sure that I share my experience, without going through notes or anything. This is a personal experience, and hopefully if you buy any business, you will learn from this video and follow the steps what I have actually mentioned in my previous video and this video, and I wish you good luck so you become very successful in any business you start or buy existing business. And make sure you make that money, work very hard, save that money and invest. Work hard, save 65% to 80% of that money and invest. It's a crazy thought what I just mentioned, 65 to 80%, but you can do it. Sooner you do it, more you invest, more successful you're gonna be. This is a recipe to become successful and wealthy in any business or financially. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please share the video with your loved ones. Please share the video with your friends and subscribe my channel. Thank you again.